Hello, everyone. We're back with a crazy live session of Deathmatch Island. We are in an amazing spot, which you cannot see because it's hidden behind Bill Law, our very, very successful uh, character who inexplicably, as a high school teacher and a very depressed individual, uh, is is just winning everything and winning the hearts of people at home. And so, uh, Bill Law, otherwise known as
The
you're muted,
professor.
the professor. Yeah, the professor. He's got his degree
Mhm,
somehow or other. Um, Maybe he had like some type of teaching
mhm,
diploma or something like that. But he's now called the professor. He's got a nickname because he's got well over
mhm.
400,000 followers. I think is it 600,000 now?
610, yeah.
Yeah, Dito has accumulated for Bill Law 610,000 followers.
10.
We will not speak
All
of
by
the
luck.
others. They are way behind. Uh, but we find ourselves on this island, and we have moved from the ferry dock, and we're now moving to the main gate. And when last our group met, we found ourselves at this main gate. And so I'm going to throw everybody there. And as you can see, somebody has scratched out certain letters to provide us with an idea of what the players think of
Mm,
this island. So here we are. We're just here to have fun. We know that like 5 of you will watch, but that's okay because we're having fun. Yay. So everybody is here and we're ready to go. So you are on Ass Island and you found yourself at the main gate. And the main gate and you're also with some other people. So some of you will see on your screen over there in the top corner uh kind of a ticker going through the characters that uh these people will encounter, and they are with a group who actually are called the preservationists, and the preservationists are led by Serafina, and I can't really tell if you can see that. I think you can now. And Serafina is actually the CEO of this island, or was, and now she's trying to reclaim it. Um, and somehow or other, even though she was on the last island, she had an inkling that she would be here. That in itself is suspicious. And then her henchman, not much of a henchman because he's a really crappy lawyer, uh, like seedy lawyer, Stanley Finch. And Stanley Finch looks like he is. So, they are along with those guys and probably about 6 to 8 others, not a lot. And they found themselves here. And what they see what you all see is this enormous wooden gate. It has torches blazing on either side. Uh, it has this logo, which everything is kind of themed with. And the doors are open and the wind is blowing such that they're creaking back and forth. And before you, even though you can see here some foliage in the background, thank you, AI, it's much more beautiful. You see an entire vista. Just think of, the camera zooming in on certain movies that have a similar name that kind of pan out and you see this entire, and then the orchestra comes up and John Williams has the whole
mm.
music set in the background. And so you see the glory of this tropical vista, and uh you see some other people. Can somebody roll me a D6, please? Anybody?
Roll a
The
one.
game is paused.
Oh, the
Oop,
game is paused. That's a horrible thing. I hate that.
someone else did.
3.
Someone else managed it though.
Excellent.
Yep.
Sorry, I've got it out of that craziness now. All right. So, you come across um at this same location a- such a lovely lady, but who really hates your guts from the last island, and her name is Dr. Emily Cho. So you have come across Emily Cho and this group of escapists. It includes now Dante Steele. Um, I have to make sure that you can see this. Dante Steele. Um, you come to know him as an anarchist. He's a sarcastic anarchist, kind of philosophical, kind of charming, but yeah, he's a bit much. You also have Jack Beckett, uh, who is a character that um I, a con artist. Let's just put it that way. He's a confidence trickster, is what he is. And then, of course, someone else who you've seen before, and her name is Eloise Love. And she
Low.
used to have an alliance, but she seems to have teamed up with Dr. Emily Cho or vice versa. And I'm not too sure. I got a stupid background checky thingy there. Whatever. Anyway, there they are. There's Emily Cho, and there's Eloise. All right, so you encounter these people, and you see that there's a maintenance panel. It looks as if there may be some basic supplies around. Um, it looks as if there might be a lever on that console, and that's what you see. So the winner of our last section was Bill Law, who rolled the highest dice. And if you don't know how it works,
The
uh,
this game is clearly rigged.
it is because
100%.
Bill is just. I
100%.
mean, it's 100% Bill all the time, every
You
day.
all living in now in the game is all that's
It's
all in my head.
It's yeah,
just, you know, we're all just NPCs, mate.
Yeah,
NPCs.
identity.
exactly. I mean, we theorycraft last time. There were some aliens that we thought maybe it was aliens, maybe it was
Mm,
something else. But something's not right here. So, uh, Bill, Bill Law,
mm.
what, what do you want to do or use as your approach to this part of the island? You've got this node, you're here, you see the other group, they're looking around as well. And I would like to know from you, uh, what are you going to use? What is the method? What is the dice, or what are the dice that you're going to use for this?
Uh,
So how are you approaching
Probably
it?
I know that I screwed him last time because I didn't give him any items or so on. I'm trying to make a peace offering, maybe.
So you're saying if you win, you'll give them something?
I will give him something right now. I'll give him one of my survival gear
Okay, so you're gonna try
as
to
a
give
peace
them.
offering.
You seem like you're doing a bit of social game before we even get to the game.
Yeah,
So, so
yeah.
why don't we
But
go back to the beginning of this and
Mm.
give me what capability are you going to use? Are you going to use social game in this situation? Are you going to use snake mode? Are you going to use challenge beef? Are you going to use deathmatch?
No, definitely social game,
I think this is why
yeah,
and
Bill
I
is
so
will.
winning all the time.
Mm, yeah,
social game and potentially spending one of those assets to give you a
yeah,
die.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. So,
So I will use my name,
okay,
and
whoa, 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 whoa,
of
whoa, whoa, whoa,
course
whoa, whoa,
my.
whoa. So what
Okay,
is
okay,
your
okay.
objective? I've described the
I'm
scene.
I'm trying to
No, no, no.
gain more.
As a group,
Okay,
as a group. What are
okay.
you as a group? trying to
What?
achieve.
Okay.
I think we want to go to the T-Rex, right? That's our long-term goal.
Yeah, but in this particular
Oh.
node
Right.
of you've got kind of this box, seems to have a lever on it. You've got Emily
Okay.
and Eloise and their gang. Um,
Oh, there's the box with the lever. Okay.
so
Do we want to try to
Strengthen-
wait them back
so-
over? Is that what we're thinking? Like add them to
Yeah.
Yeah, to the
Serafina's
Strengthen
group?
roster.
numbers.
Strengthen numbers.
Yeah,
Strengthen
T-Rex
numbers, but
sometimes
also
are.
let's pull the lever.
Yeah,
okay. So you're okay.
T-Rex are
So
sometimes
you're
hungry,
using
so we need
social game
food.
to get them on your side and to travel along with you, because you know that there's a super large group out there who are gathering up guns and are going crazy. Okay,
Yes.
so we now
Mm.
know what your objective is. So, Dido, if you could please tell us how Bill is approaching this. So he's using his name dice, which is a what?
And a D8 now.
Okay.
And my occupation also as well. I'm trying to
Okay, so hold on.
calm
So
them with my word.
what's
Yeah.
your I just want people at home to know how the structure of the game works. So you have a name dice. So it usually
And
starts at D6, but it's a D8 in this case because
8
he's
now.
leveled up, because he's OP. Uh uh and then you have a capability dice, which is social game. So everybody's going to be using social game as the dice. So what's
Mm.
your social dice?
It's D8.
You're using a D8, so that means that
Mhm.
he's favored, as it were, in it.
Mhm.
And then you have your occupation, which is preschool
Yes,
teacher,
a D8 now.
and a D8.
A D8 as well.
How are you going to convince me that that you can be using this?
Used. I'm used to de-escalate tense people because I'm attending too much PTAs. I know angry parents and people want to have a fight with no reasons. So I'm trying to just calm them down, winning them over
Too many PTA
with a bright.
meetings. I love it. Okay, you could take a D10. I just think that's so freaking awesome. You get a D10. This is what I do with my youth.
Mm.
If they give an awesome story, I'm like, yeah, go
Mm.
for it. So that's great. Now for you kids at home, just so you know that um you can mark a fatigue, and it's going to give you the use of a second capability if you want to do so. Also, you can use an acquisition if you so desire, but it means that you're going to eliminate one of those uses. Most items get 2 uses. And on top of these other dice that we'll explain in a second, uh, you get D4s, a certain number
Mm.
depending on the strength of the weapon or the cookies or whatever it is you have. And out of those, say, 3 dice, you will choose the highest number and add it to your top 2 dice, the number of your top
Mm.
2 dice. And the first thing that I know Jonathan is going to tell me is I have been very, very naughty because I have not rolled what you need to succeed. And so the danger level is 4. And you are trying to convince Eloise and all of these people, and I'm looking at their stats, and I am going to say 4d8. And so I'm going to roll. And so what happens is that you get the 4, and that's going to be added to the highest number out of the d8. So the highest number that can be obtained is a 12. And the characters need to roll equal or above in order to succeed. And the higher you get will determine who gets to be the leader the next round. So you need an 8 to beat an 8. So, Dido, continuing on,
Yes.
do you want to use any, do you want to take a fatigue and use another thing in your dice pool? Do you
Uh,
want to use a trust?
I will use give him a food from survival gear as a peace offering.
Okay, so you're using an acquisition.
Yeah. So
Okay,
a
so
D4,
that
right?
gives you what's the number? Is it 1d4?
It doesn't show me. It's a
Yeah.
survival gear. It's
Yeah.
food, so I
Yep.
guess a D4.
Yep. 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 Anything else? Using a
Nope.
trust? Okay. So we're going to move on to Jonathan, who's right next to you on the top screen. Um, Jonathan, you have seen Bill Law just really knocking it out of the park in this social game, and you see what he's doing. So, everybody else, if you want to lead, take into account that he's also got a D4 and that this should be a relatively easy test. So, Jonathan, what you're using your name dice?
I'm going to use my name dice, which is a D6,
Yeah,
because I don't have 400,000 followers yet.
the bastard. Uh, and uh,
Yes.
and so you're using social game, and that is a
D6. I
the bastard.
don't. I don't see. I'm not quite picturing how I can use my occupation though.
Let
So
me
I
just
think,
let me pop you up so that everybody can see. Uh, it's Calvin, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So there you are, Calvin. You are a military simulation enthusiast, which is another way of saying you're a gamer. Um,
yes.
a very good gamer. And so maybe you can give me a memory that has come back to you. So kids at home, everybody has a very limited memory of what they were, who they were, and their memories are slowly coming back. And so maybe instead of military simulation enthusiast, maybe there's another aspect of yourself that ties in, maybe in your room or at a gaming center or something like that, or competition that ties in with this social game. And
I reckon that in this moment we've got, there's the meeting of the groups right by the entrance of Ass Island. Um, pardon me. I reckon Calvin is having a bit of a recollection of um, a bit of a convention, um, and there is that element of like crossing paths with other people and trying to mend bridges because maybe they were on the LARP field and they were on opposing teams, um, and kind of, sometimes it gets a bit heated, it gets a bit personal, and so there's that element of like, hey, we're off the field now, let's try and mend bridges. Obviously this is just meeting again on another field, and not necessarily out of game. So it doesn't quite carry on, but he's kind of getting that kind of social push of being like, pardon me, I can do this.
you have two very sarcastic, aggressive types. You've got an anarchist in Dante. You've got a kind of slippery type of artist in Jack, and so that certainly works out with those two 100%. And and also remembering, for those who are coming up, that Dr. Emily Cho is a paleontologist, and now a lot of stuff is making sense to you. And then Eloise Love is a magician's assistant, very practical, very focused. And one of the things both of them want to do is they both want to leave. And so you're going to use that. Is there anything else that you want to use? Do you want to use um, do you want to use a trust from somebody? Uh, do you want to
What
support
I
someone?
might do is I still have my small luxuries.
Hmm.
So I think I'm gonna crack open a pack of smokes. Um,
Okay,
so
excellent.
that while we're parlaying, there's a bit of a for those that so need it. Um, we have that luxury.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
that's a
think
D4.
yeah. So you add the D4, and I think you absolutely for the military simulation. I think that you deserve another D6 for that kind of challenge of de-escalating. Anything else that you wanna use? As again, you could use a fatigue and use some other type of capability. And
Yeah,
remember,
but none of the other capabilities feel like they're going in that same direction.
not with the rocket launcher. No,
No,
no.
exactly.
All
So
right,
what
so
I've got 3d6 plus 1d4.
should be good.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's awesome. So everybody's kind of uh symbolically holding on to their dice. And when everybody is finished, they're going to roll against my number. So, Yun,
I don't think I will use any trust or acquisitions,
let
just
me get.
using my dice.
So I'm going to put on Zane, and Zane is now up. And so Zane is our Coast Guard officer.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
thinking he has some experience with the de-escalation situations when they meet smugglers or even other countries' uh, navies or something like that, spies, or maybe refugees. So he has some experience in handling and handling people and maybe even calm people down and make them trust him. So I will use my name die, my occupation die, and my social games. It's 3d6.
Anything else are you going to throw into that?
No, nothing
Okay.
more.
All right. And moving on, last but not least, Bill Opatha. Bill is our resident film maker. Uh,
Blake?
yeah, Blake. Blake Opatha. Blake Opatha.
Yeah.
Filmmaker. And remarkably enough, Bill, you have a name dice, which is a D6, but what's your social game at?
It's a D 10.
Oh, Bill Law. Watch out. And so, how are you going to use filmmaking in a way that uh, meets this type of uh, expectation? I remember there's like a scale that I'm kind of like the Taskmaster. If
Yeah.
you've ever watched British Taskmaster, the better and stranger the story is, the more kind of oomph on the dice you'll get.
Well, before Blake was an independent filmmaker, he worked as a production assistant on several big productions, and one of them was a pretty large production of like a biblical epic. So Sword and Sand, Colosseum, Old Testament, and there was a young, very popular, very Instagrammed actress by the name of Amanda Bird, who was exceedingly difficult. And so Blake had to develop skills because he was the one sent to talk her to come out of her trailer. And so he's going to use his skills that he used on Amanda Bird to try to convince Dr. Cho to forgive us for earlier, where we kind of sacrificed them and refused them to give them any weapons or material, and convince them to come back over to us because this time this is like, there's dinosaurs. She's a paleontologist. probably paleontologists know something about dinosaurs. Blake doesn't know. And and that we should all be one big, focus team.
I like that. D8. I think
Oh,
that's
great.
I think that's a good that's a good story, and I like the fact that you threw in another name just to make things even more complicated.
Vaguely distinct from any known celebrities.
Exactly. Amanda Bird, and spelt with a Y, of course.
Yes.
Instagram actress?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anything else that you want to add?
I'm going
Machine
to push
gun?
myself.
You're gonna push yourself.
Yeah. I was going to take a fatigue point to get another capability die.
Ooh. And what capability would that be?
Well, I feel like snake mode probably makes the most sense somehow.
Ooh, you're gonna be sneaky about this.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Anything else?
Nope, that was it.
All right. So before you roll, I'm just gonna pan down, and we're gonna see that Jed failed. Blake failed. Jed was great, but Blake failed. Calvin failed, and Zane
What?
failed.
I haven't
No, no,
rolled
no.
yet.
This is before. No, this is
Okay.
Oh,
before.
okay.
Okay, so
Oh.
all of you, one of the things I was remiss at saying is if you fail a challenge, you take a fatigue point. So if you haven't already marked it down because you know the rules, that's okay. But if you haven't marked it down, please, everybody who failed, so that's not Dido, please mark down a fatigue. So if you don't pass this danger roll of 8, you are going to take a fatigue. So if everybody is ready and you have your dice all set, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ooh,
Well, now I see
barely
that.
succeeded.
Okay, so who am I missing?
Me.
Okay. You just use the just make sure that you use the
Yeah. The macro, sorry.
the macro, yeah. But that's okay. So Blake got a 17. I need to mark all
Well,
this
no,
stuff
because it's
down.
counting too many dice now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
well,
I hit just the dice.
oh,
so
well, just
it'd be-
re-roll just re-roll with the macro.
Well, if looking at the dice rolled on that die, I got a
You got a 17.
14.
I got a 14.
Yeah.
Okay, so Calvin
Blake is first.
Blake is first. So Blake got a 14.
Yeah, I got rolled an 8 on the D8
Okay,
and
Bill
then
got
6
a
on the
Bill
D6.
got an 8, or a 9, right?
9.
And then Calvin
I'm the
10.
last.
10. And then I guess Zane got a 12.
Yep.
All right, great. Okay. So, the way it works, everyone, just to refresh your memories, is the lowest goes first in the storytelling. So, Deathmatch Island is essentially a storytelling game if you haven't figured it out. And so now they're going to, with what they know of what the others are trying, as well as themselves, they're going to build the story until the person who finished with the highest roll um, is going to finish off the story and how things happened. Everybody succeeded, so I know that Jonathan was thinking about using that arm to pull, so he may incorporate that into his story. So, excuse me, first to go is Bill.
Yeah, I'm approaching the group, especially Dr. Emily Cho. Chow, sorry.
Yeah.
Friendly. I know she's pissed off. Antolin, I know she's pissed off. We didn't help her that much last time, and we put them in danger, but she survived. She's persevering. And I give them food that I have in my supply to their group as a token peace offering. And ask them to join our group because we are facing much danger ahead. And I know that her end goal is just to leave the island, and this is my end goal as well. I want to survive and leave this island.
Okay. And you've certainly convinced Emily. You've made a big impact on Emily. And so next up is Calvin. And Bill, you can take one block of followers, which is
Yeah,
10,000.
10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10,000. Yeah.
People are not impressed, even though
What does
you
he?
Yeah.
What does he need that for?
What does he need that exactly? And so the next person is Calvin. Calvin, what
Chump
do you do?
change. Okay, so Calvin he's whipped out the pack of smokes and kind of sharing it around, and while this kind of parlay is happening, and Dido's sharing the food. Bill's sharing the food. And while this is going on, um, Calvin's going to be, this console here it's got a big lever. I wonder what it does. And so in among everything that's happening, he's going to pull the lever, lit cigarette in hand, kind of just
Okay.
dangling off the side of his mouth. He goes, "Oh, what does this button? What does this do?"
Um,
I've got. As he does it, he's
you,
going to say, "Hold on to your butts."
yeah, and so you pull it, and you hear some kind of chinking inside the box, and you hear a sound of, say, some gears moving, and then you hear almost like a safe where there's a click. And that's it. You look
Raptor cage.
around, you don't see anything change. But something has happened. You just don't know what it is.
Ominous. Okay.
I'm guessing the raptor cage is now open.
Like in Cabin in the Woods, I've picked my fate.
You have indeed picked your fate.
Or someone's
Um,
fate.
all right. And so that has worked. Everybody's smoking like a chimney. And don't do that, kids, because it will have consequences, but maybe not as bad as this island. Zane. Okay,
Yeah.
so Calvin, please take two. Please take two clicks, and that's 20,000 followers have gone to you. And so now Zane.
Zane's talking to these women about his ability to pilot boats, and our goal is to find a working boat or fix up a boat and get away from this island if they follow us. Maybe he's lying, maybe he's not, but that's what you say at least.
And they believe him, and they
Yeah,
absolutely believe him.
oddly enough, they believe him.
Oddly enough, they believe him. And for those of you who are not aware, Zane Quan has acquired a D10 in Deathmatch. So he can shoot like nobody's business. So Zane, will you please take 4 clicks. So that's 40,000 viewers who love you, but Blake gets a full 8,000 and or 80,000, and so please give yourself 8 clicks, and please describe kind of the what you do and kind of how the scene kind of ends.
Well, it seems like we're kind of like coming together and everyone's done a great job. And so I'm going to kind of saddle up to, Emily Cho as she's like smoking. And I'm going to
Never smoked in my
use
life.
And I'm going to try to use like I said, a combination of like snake mode and social game. And I'm going to like get her just thinking about like, do you really trust this Beckett guy? And like, Steele, he's a real loose cannon. So you might want to like, just between two of us, if you're with our group, then you got some insurance in case those guys, become a problem. Because you don't want to be off in the woods just like, the four of you or whatever it is.
Oh, so who are Jack? Who are you saying to distrust?
Jack,
Sorry?
Jack,
Jack.
and then also, to a lesser extent, maybe
Dante?
Steele.
Dante?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jack and Dante, and you succeeded, and you used snake mode, you sneaky, sneaky, sneaky guy. And I need to put your picture up because certainly you deserve it. Oops, sorry. Like so your film experience has really paid off, at your internship, and you have arisen doubt in these ladies' minds about the company that they're keeping, and you have succeeded so much so that they are having a conversation off to the side as the other two are being handed smokes by certain individuals, not mentioning any names, who's just passing out the cigarettes like candy, and the ladies are off talking amongst themselves.
You want to buy some death sticks?
Yeah, they're pondering
They're
things.
mental.
They're
mental.
menthol, yeah. They're I'm old enough to remember Popeye candy smoking sticks, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah, and that's why my generation has lung cancer. I've never smoked, so I smoked a pipe for a little bit. Anyway, it just
Of course you did.
because I wanted to look
I
cool,
totally
right?
see that.
Yeah, yeah, I'm that type of ass. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you 20 more thousand followers because that was a pretty
Yeah.
epic. That was epic. Uh, to manipulate those two, that's pretty cool. And so, Blake, you have not only arisen a distrust with the other group, all of you have ensured that this group does trust you now, and along with Serafina and Stanley, who nobody mentioned, but that would have been worth some bonus crowd
Hmm.
pleasers. But they're with you as well. So now you've got a whole plethora of people. You've got 6 plus kind of hangers on. And depending on what happens with the situation as it moves forward, we'll see what happens with the hangers on. But at the moment, you've got quite a crew who are moving around, but the other group doesn't really have guns. They're not really well armed. So you're moving as a group, and Blake, you are in charge of the next decision. And I'm going to pop up the island map so that everybody can see where you are. And you are on the main gate, so you have, I believe, 3 choices. You have the visitor center. You have.
We still don't see the map.
Yeah, it hasn't appeared yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is a classic Foundry GM mistake. There you go. So I'm going to move it over a little bit, so that at least you can see. So, you'll see that uh, you've got the river cruise, you've got the herbivore paddocks, and you've got the visitor center that you can go to. So, Blake, what is appealing to you? And just so you know, there are little icons there, if you can see them.
Mhm.
And the little icons are there's a landing point, so that was the ferry dock, but you'll see that the visitor center is a built up area. The paddocks are a point of interest, and the river cruise is a challenge.
Leaning toward visitor center because it's also adjacent to the very interesting control room, which is a redacted
Mm.
site. But checking out
But
every
technically, it's a restricted area, not a redacted site. I think
ah,
redacted sites are specifically different on maps.
okay, well, it's a restricted
Is
area.
that is that is that right, Douglas? Because the GM map
It's it is
sometimes there are
whatever
hidden.
it is whatever Jonathan it is whatever your character believes. Uh
It's aliens.
Mm.
I'm not really here. I'm a figment
Yeah,
of your imagination.
Yes.
So, it all you know is that in the past, in the other island, if it was blanked out, it meant that your guns didn't work. You had to have special guns and
Mm.
special equipment to work in those areas. That's the only
but it
thing that
also is
you
a good place
remember.
to get special equipment.
And it's also the place to get special equipment. Yes,
Mm.
exactly. And I think, does anybody have any redacted stuff on them?
No.
No, we haven't come across it very
Oh,
much.
No, I
We
don't
have
think
the we got the satellite phone and the alien rod. These considered redacted or?
Oh, well,
No. Those aren't
maybe.
redacted,
Uh,
those are just
oh,
acquisitions.
you don't know because
mm,
I'm a crazy GM.
mm.
So, you can't so who knows? There I'm in it for the story. So, where do you want to go? Visitor center?
I feel like visitor center gives us a couple options depending on what we find there. But before we go charging into the T-Rex enclosure, finding a source of guns would be probably prudent. So, what does everybody think about visitor center? Anybody
Yes.
want
Mm.
to? Okay, let's head
Let's
uphill.
So, you head uphill and it's a nice little walk and eventually on the top of this hill, I mean these are not mountains, these are tall hills. You climb up into this amazing sight. It's
Mhm.
evening
Oh,
and you have come into
fancy.
this fancy dancy view. And I'm gonna scale out a bit so that you can get a better look at it. Oh, I don't know if I can get it out anymore. Oh my goodness. Okay, well I'll just oh, you can at home, or you
Yeah,
can as
Mm.
individuals, but at home people have to see the full image. Um, um, Thank you, AI, for your evil ways. All right, um, so you're now there, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what you have seen as a group, right? There's a whole whackload of you now tromping along. And so you're now at the visitor center, and the visitor center is an impressive water fountain. The water fountain sparkles in front of a large modern building, concrete and glass. It's amazing how it looks like that. Intended as the main hub of visitor activity on the island, it features a restaurant, kitchen, theater, gift shop, garage, and VIP areas. And if you want to produce one of these images like this at home, all you have to do is copy and paste from your PDF. And so your impressions are that you can see through the glass that there's black marble flooring, there's large corridors. You can see inside that there's a beautiful mezzanine. Um, Everything is very quiet. And going into the area, as you approach the glass and the enclosure, you see that there's kind of a large uh, dinosaur in the mezzanine, kind of like what you would see at a museum. And there are skeletons around. There's a gleaming industrial stainless steel all over the place. Um, and uh, that's kind of your impression of this kind of area. You do see another group of of people
Mm,
um in this
no,
area. And so what I'd like
mm,
someone who didn't roll last time, just first person to roll a d6. Don't get a 1, 2, or 3.
Mhm. Anyone?
yeah,
Anyone?
go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
rolled last time.
Yeah.
Ooh, Blake.
This is what happens.
In the yeah. So, yeah, I'm just gonna shut up. Oh, uh, I'm having too much fun. Jed,
Yes.
Blake, uh, found 2 recon gears, uh, a while back that he kind of snuck underneath his backpack. He has them at the moment, and he's kind of now figuring out, who does he wanna give them out to?
Uh, Pup, 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 pup.
Recon gear.
Recon.
Mm,
And for those at home, this is what the character sheet looks like, or at least half of it. And so, uh,
Can't see
yeah,
a thing. You've just completely
I
disappeared.
know, bloody Zoom. All right. Oh,
mm.
okay.
No,
Cannot.
it
nah, I
doesn't
can't.
work for
Okay,
anyone.
look,
Mm,
let's just do this. Let's just
Go.
Okay, so you figure out what you want to do. I will adjust my background to make it so that, oh my gosh, the illusion is gone. Okay, so there's the character sheet. And I think if I can focus in, you may be able
Yeah.
to see that there are acquisitions and they have certain numbers and stuff. I don't think that I'm getting the true focus, but it's there. Just so
Okay.
you know. Uh, back to our broadcast station.
Okay. So the recon gear, this is like walkie-talkies, etc. So this is good for if we want to do something on the snake mode style. Um,
Split
so
the party.
yeah,
mm,
pincer movement, you know. So I think I'm going to give one recon gear to John's character. I don't remember your name.
Calvin
Calvin.
or other John.
Nope, I meant Calvin, the
Cool.
military tactical enthusiast.
yeah.
We're
And then I'll
good?
probably give the other one to Bill, I think,
Okay. Thank you.
because you're our star.
Yeah.
Even though I just want to say, poor Zane, or poor Zane. Zane does have a D10 in shooting and combat, but
Mm,
who am I to judge? It's been done. And so,
Been
moving
done.
on to you're in this place, and you hear a door creaking once you're inside. It's very, very quiet. And then all of a sudden you hear a creaking door uh off on the other side of the mezzanine uh start to start to creak open.
Hmm.
We've seen other people here. We haven't had a good look. We just can see through the windows. that there's another group of cast here?
There are bartenders. There seem to be uh, uh, some people who should be doing work, but they almost look like they're going through the motions, but you know that this place is closed, but they've made it look as if it's open. And the vibe that I think you should be thinking of is like, is it Weird World? What's the name of that show?
Westworld?
What?
Yes, yes. Yeah. I think Yul Brynner was in the original.
Yep.
Yeah. So a kind of like they're going through the motions. So they're not like the people in the pit where they were drinking all that sludge, but they are talking. They seem to be looking to attend to you where the bar is, and uh, there's even like a tattoo type of parlor there. Um uh and there seem to be kind of interpreters for the dinosaurs and stuff, but they're kind of like they are definitely not in your suits that you have. They're
Right.
in kind of like
Okay.
They're
ass
hosts.
park suits. Yeah.
What is what's Seraphina's reaction to seeing this? Once CEO of this island, what's Seraphina? How's
She
she reacting?
she's looking kind of in amazement because these are the uniforms. She's saying, "Oh my gosh, is it open?" And she's talking to Stanley, and she's saying, I want, have they has it already re- reopened?" And she's looking around, and she looks as if she's looking for people's faces. Even though she was CEO, she seems to have had a good rapport with the staff. Um, CEOs are CEOs, but she's looking as if she recognizes anybody, but she doesn't.
And then you said a door on the other side of the mezzanine has slowly opened,
Yeah,
but we can't
yeah,
see into it and nobody's come out.
no. But you definitely hear, because it is so quiet, which is odd because you have these staff, but they're very, very quiet. So you can hear a pin drop in this place. Just think of it as being a mezzanine, uh, as large as maybe 3 floors with a T-Rex, uh, 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 skeleton that's been put together, on display, and then a bar in the side, and it's a very fancy type of area. It caters to an elite type of tourist, and this door that's open is kind of like one of those type of doors where it almost fades into the wall.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like we should try to search this place for supplies.
Mm.
100%.
But also like do it on a little bit like be cool about it. Let's just like kind of like try to blend in and like not alert anybody that because they
Oh
seem to
yeah,
be working on a program. And
the
yeah, let's
purple suits and polo necks, turtlenecks are really, really blending in.
yes. It's mostly about behavior. You act like you belong and the maitre d' will seat you. This is one thing I know.
That's right. Yeah,
Smile and
that
wave, boys.
yeah,
Smile and
smile
wave.
away.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
It's
yeah,
just like
that door there might lead to the back area where they've got like, a full refrigerator or maybe an arsenal or something. So
and I'm gonna absolutely give that to you. You know for sure that this would be a staff entrance. This is not an entrance to a bathroom. This is a staff entrance. And absolutely, your experience as a filmmaker, you've been around a lot of hotels
oh
and a
yeah.
lot of kind of waiting around, and you do deal with glitzy type of people, and therefore you're very aware of this type of area. So this is
And I deal with a lot of hospitality people too. So
exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Okay, perfect. So, how do you want to approach this? What is the capability that you're going to use? You have, remember, no clue what is behind that creaking door that is opening
Mhm.
up.
Well, I really want to use social game, but this feels like snake mode, right? Unless I'm wrong.
Mm.
What does everybody else think?
I think snake mode's the right play.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or
And we
guns
can
blazing.
just kill the waiters. What?
Our time will come, John. Our time will
Yeah.
come.
Mm, mm,
Still got one shot in the rocket launcher.
Yes. Keep your powder dry. All right. So yeah, snake mode.
Snake mode it is. And what is your objective? What as a group are you going to try to achieve? And
Gather as
remember, you
much
have all
useful.
these other hangers on, right?
Yeah, we're trying to get everybody to kind of like spread out through here, and just people just like take anything that's useful, but don't alert, like don't set off any alarms
Mm.
or get security involved.
Okay.
And then who wants to go through the door and check?
Okay, well, hold
We'll
on.
do
Hold
that.
on. You guys
Oh,
can
is that
Oh,
is that a different
you
thing? Okay.
well, that I mean, I, I'm going to shut up. You discuss it amongst yourselves. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Because I'm trying to figure this out. Like either we can do the mezzanine and see what we can find here, and see if we can do it successfully without getting like a high alert. And then there's something for us to check out behind the door, or if we screw up and we fail, all of us, then that's where like the security team pours out.
Hmm.
Mm.
That's the two ways I read this room, and I'm speaking very meta at the moment. So
yeah. I think, yeah, the trick to, as far as I recall, with when it comes to this game, is this is the one approach to this area, this zone. So we're picking the snake mode.
Yeah.
I think we're being granular, and we're talking about stages of going. We're going to try and inconspicuously loot the place
Yes.
among all the stuff, and then we'll check the door. Where actually, what we're saying is we're gonna try and sneakily loot the place and check the door. Check what's
Yeah.
there as
I mean,
part of the whole thing.
yeah, I mean, because I guess I'm still not back in the right headspace, I think, for the game where
Mm.
we'll be telling the story retroactively in the confessional about
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
happened and what went
Yeah.
right and what went wrong,
Yeah.
and the doors can be part of that story or not, depending. Okay,
Well,
cool.
and so,
Okay.
you should be aware that the mezzanine has uh, a lot of open space, but it does have a lot of space where you can sneak around. So there is a bar area where you have booths, and you also have, glass tables or tables with kind of like those classic. Uh, they've been in Star Trek. They're a very chic design where they're a pedestal chair,
Yep.
where they only have one leg that goes down. Very, very chic. Um, but there's different kind of areas. There's also, as I said, around the mezzanine, separate type of there's like a gift area, right? There's
Yeah.
like an area that yeah, as I said, like people can get tattoos of dinosaurs and stuff. You see, but it's very classy, right? And so there's a jewelry shop. And just use your imagination, but the mezzanine is not just one big open space.
Like a mini
It's
mall.
yeah,
Mm.
it's what you want it to be. But that door is definitely creaking open, and there's no other sound. So stealth mode it is, or
Mhm.
snake mode. Uh but I need to know now, what is the overarching goal that you want to achieve in this area?
I think it's to sneak
loot.
around and loot anything
Sneak
that would
and
be
loot.
useful for us. Yep. And
Sneak and
I
loot.
vision it being like people hiding behind potted plants, ficuses, and
Yeah.
then there's the bar, and there might be some drinks or like a plate of like nachos on the bar, and you just see a hand come
Mm.
up and lift it up and back behind the bar, and
Mm.
that's just all of us moving through here and
All right.
discreetly taking what we
Awesome.
can.
All right. I am going to say that this area is
Mm.
a and I'm gonna bring this up. I'm gonna say it's a level 5.
Oh.
And there are reasons behind this that I am going to say that it is for those watching at home or for those who are watching in game, you may be slightly horrified. Um,
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Okay.
and so the total is a 14. And so starting now with uh Bill, or with
Mm.
Blake, I mean, with Blake, Blake, describe to us all how you want to approach this. And remember that there is a reason why it is more dangerous than the last place. This is considered quite dangerous. And you also realize that the number is almost double what it was before. So uh, let's say that that number is a representation of the skill that you need to employ, and maybe also the atmosphere, the fear, the tension. So it's a numerical representation of the atmosphere.
Right. So it's very quiet,
Mhm.
and we're trying to be quiet. So
Except for the creaking door.
Quiet.
gives for the creaking door,
And you're trying to
which
gather
is not
stuff up.
ominous at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to try to sneak in and sneak behind the bar and see what I can find behind the bar. Sometimes there's like a baseball bat or something. Who knows?
Okay, so
This is probably not that kind of
so
bar.
all right, so let's because I see that time I see by the clock on the wall that uh we need to kind of get to the let's just it's a name dice and it's a
Yep.
snake mode. So just it's what is your name dice? Just say it.
D6.
D6.
My occupation is a D6. My capability, snake mode, is a D6.
How are you using in this situation to sneak around and steal stuff being a filmmaker?
Well, it's very important to be quiet on set. So I've built up skill over the years of being able to tiptoe and move discreetly to avoid being in the camera shot. I mean, if you accidentally walk through George Clooney's eye line, you're going to get in big trouble. So
Christian Bale. Yeah.
does that
Because
make
of
sense to you?
because of your previous suggestion of the back and knowing the back, I'm going to give you a D8. I was tempted to give you a D6, but that earlier description of knowing the back, it gives you an advantage in a way. So you get a D8 for that aspect for your job. Anything else that you're going to use?
Yeah, I'm going to use my trust point with Zane to give him bolster me in this. However, he wants to do that.
So he's going to bolster you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's his name die, which I think is another D6.
Yep. Is
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Is that it?
That's it.
And since he was mentioned, Zane.
Yeah, I don't think he can use his occupation that much. He's not used to
Well,
sneaking around. But he
you
may use push
came up with
himself and maybe
you came
use
up with an idea before that you mentioned. I'm not too sure if you want to use it as the rest of the group is sneaking around. You are going to be sneaking. So you've got to use your sneak mode. So what's snake mode? What is it for you?
snake mode. Yep.
What is it?
I'm
Is it a
a
D? It's
D6.
a D6, and then you've got a D6 for your name.
Yep, and I think of pushing myself to use another capability.
Okay.
This is taking a fatigue, right?
It
Or
is.
is that something you can't do?
No, it is a fatigue.
So I will use deathmatch, of course. Like I'm combat
Yes.
training, sneaking around like
Now
some kind of special.
Like a commando.
Deathmatch does mean, and I think that you're following through with your initial thought that you had mentioned. It means that you've upscaled this uh, uh, to having your gun out. So you're stealthy and you're sneaking and you're using your kind of training that you would have had as a guard. I mean,
Yep.
you're a Coast Guard officer. You didn't get to be an officer by just kind of, just being a rich kid or something. You had to go through combat training and stuff like that. So you have spent your fatigue to use your other capability with each deathmatch, which is a D10, right?
Yep.
Anything else that you're going to use? Remember, the goal is to beat a 14.
Yeah, maybe if I could use a weapon, not sure
Mhm.
what I should use it for. I won't
Well, it doesn't mean
shoot
you
it.
have to use it, but if you need to use it, you have the opportunity to use it.
Yeah, if something's rushing out from this door,
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
example, maybe we
Yeah.
need to defend ourselves.
Okay. What are you going to
And
use?
also, I will use my rifle.
Okay, so the rifle is a FAMAS, correct?
Yep, it
And
is
so
an old French rifle.
yeah, so it gives you 3d4. So just remember to add 3d4 at the end of that line when you
Yep,
write it down in the script. And please,
yep.
everybody use your macros. Um,
And I also helping Blake by using military signs that he probably known
yeah,
from several films.
Yes.
He has
okay,
seen them before. So,
absolutely. So that's the way you're helping him. That's
yep,
perfect. That's absolutely great. Okay, um, and moving up, I think over to uh to Calvin. I think Calvin probably is good to go now. So,
Yeah.
Jonathan,
So
what do you think?
named ID6,
Yep.
military sim enthusiast, D6 occupation. I'm gonna give myself a fatigue, and I'm going to add challenge beast to snake mode. So I'm on 3d6, 1d8.
Now, how are you going to be using your challenge beast, if I may ask? Because challenge beast is athleticism, right?
Yeah, I basically I've got the choice between challenge beast or deathmatch. I'm not entirely sure I want to go down deathmatch because when you fail, if you fail the challenge with deathmatch, you take an injury.
Yes, you do.
I'm not sure I want to do that, so I'm suggesting challenge beast, which I've got a D8 in. It's
And
just whether or not,
you'll describe how that athleticism is utilized. Okay.
yeah, whether it succeeds or fails.
Anything else?
No,
Okay.
I'm armed to the
Uh
I'm armed to the teeth, but I don't think I want to I don't think I want to use it just now.
okay. And so, Dido, Bill, what is our retired hero? Everybody wants him to do something amazing.
I will use my name, of course. I guess my occupation is irrelevant in this situation. I don't know what a retired high school teacher will,
Really?
will use.
Really? Come
Maybe
on, use that
tip
imagination. You're
patient.
a
Sneaking on
you are an
students smoking.
early
Maybe
retired.
I was a kindergarten teacher, and
No,
during
you're
that
a high
time I
school
used the
teacher.
tip.
No, you rolled a high school teacher. You're
Now
not elementary
I
teacher.
was a teacher, but previously I
Oh,
have to.
you're pulling that one on me. Okay, previously you were an elementary teacher. All right.
Yeah,
Moved up.
yeah, I have.
And how were you sneaky with the kindergarten kids?
Not creep in a creepy way that you're
Not
looking
in a
at me,
creepy
but
way. Let us make sure that we all are
Nap
aware
time.
of this.
tiptoeing during nap time to get outside
Sleeping
the class.
lions.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
to
play
have a
sleeping
Just
smoke.
lions, kids. Yeah, I
Mm,
used to do that as
just
a day camp
mm,
counselor, tiptoeing
mm,
around the kids.
mm,
Oh my gosh,
just
Dido, that is
mm.
a D8 for sure. Oh my
Okay,
gosh,
thank you.
you're blowing my mind with that story.
Generous
Yeah,
just
I remember
mm,
sneaking around the
mhm,
kids. Okay, that's
mm.
awesome.
just as
Yeah,
a quick aside,
Yes.
mm,
um, the TV show Crazy Ex-Girlfriend,
mm,
brilliant show. Go watch it when you get the
mm,
chance. There's a song in it that's performed by one of the characters, and it's about being a dad who loves his daughter. And it's
mm.
like, I love my daughter, but not in a creepy way. I
That's
realize father-daughter
awesome.
love comes off that way.
I love it.
Absolutely
Oh,
hilarious.
that's
It's
great.
brilliant. Anyway,
All right, everybody at home, remember to watch that. That sounds great. What was it called?
the show is called Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Is it
Um,
anime or is it a show?
it's a what? Sorry.
Is it an anime or is it
No, it's a show.
it's a
It's a
show.
show.
Okay, awesome. All right.
It's a with real people. Yeah, it
Awesome.
came
With
out a
real
few years
people.
ago.
Live action, I think is
Mm.
what the kids
It's
call
it's
it.
a music. It's a musical show. It's very good.
That's awesome. All right. So Bill, anything else
Yeah,
that you're adding to this very low pull of yours
yeah. I
compared
will
to
use my
others?
name and occupation
Yeah.
and snake mode,
Yeah.
and I will push myself as well a point of fatigue to if any of these automatas persons discovered me, I will just bluff my way into this situation. So I'm just using my social game.
Okay. Well,
And and also I want to use the recon gear to just um, check the perimeter, check using my eyeglasses, sorry, my telescope or
okay.
binoculars, sorry, to check their how they are patrolling the area or how they are walking. So I get a D4 for it.
Oh, that's brilliant. I forgot about the recon gear.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, no, and that's the way it should be used. That's perfect. All right, great.
And I don't trust the situation because 14 is big. I will use my advantage that when I drink the goo.
So,
The goo.
explain to viewers at home, Mr. Kindergarten sneaking around
Uh,
person. What is this goo? Is this something made by the kids or what's this goo?
During our first encounter in the island, we noticed some people who were in a zombie-like state, but they
That's
were
from the previous
Yeah,
island, though.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
No,
didn't
that
use it.
he didn't
Uh,
use it.
I
He carries
I
through.
drank the go. Me and Blake,
Yep.
we drank the
Yeah,
go,
yeah. So you're
and
using your advantage with it.
and we gained this advantage. But I hold on to it, and I
So
will
you're going to
probably
use it
will
now.
use. Yeah,
Okay. Do you remember what it was?
D10.
Yeah, it was. Mark it off. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Everybody should have marked down their numerical figures in their macro, and I ask you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, roll, please.
No.
All right, so
Nobody.
No.
all right, so Blake
And
Blake failed.
hold on.
Zane
I
failed.
know.
John failed.
I pushed the roll.
You push the roll. Oh, and Bill failed. Oh my gosh, failures all around. And I okay, so let me just okay, so the best fail was Calvin. Okay, so the best fail was Calvin. And so
It was like
it was
crap.
14. So Calvin is a 12. Zane was a 10, and then it's 2 9s. Am I correct?
11s.
2
11.
11s.
2 11s. Can you both roll off, please? Just a d6.
Yeah,
Just
2 11
both of
and a
you
10.
roll off a d6, and let's see who is worse. Oh,
Okay,
there we
I'm
go.
worse.
Okay, so Bill, once again, you've disappointed the fans. So got the tie. All right, so Bill, how does this go wrong? And I'm going to tell you that the door opens, and what you see is you see some people sneaking out doing exactly the same thing as you guys.
Okay.
You see, and I need to just make sure that I can see. So you see Harrison with a
That guy.
gun in his hand. You see Isabel, the safari hunter, with a big game hunter with a gun in her hand. And you also see Bob Collins with a
Wasn't she the
gun
person that shot
in
me?
his
That
hand. Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. In the other game, poor Isabel got fed with the youth. I do an after school youth program. The kids fed poor Isabel to a T-Rex. But that's another story. So they are coming out of the door, and you see them, but you're being stealthy, and they're being stealthy, but they have out stealthed you. And so how does this play out for you, Bill?
Yeah, probably they are the one who injured me last time, and they nearly cut my neck. I was injured in my neck, and my voice a little bit sour now, but I guess they're not keen. They discovered me, and probably
What do they do when they discover you? They find you, you're sneaking, you fail. They find you. What do they
I
do?
guess they will probably, knowing that my reputation and so on, so we probably will want to take advantage on this one and try to outpower me or take advantage on me to take more votes. So they will probably hit me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. I'll describe what happens. Um, but I think that that's awesome. Thank you very much. That's a wonderful thing. The next person on our list is Bill, or is Blake. Blake, what happens to you? Do they
So yeah,
do they find you, or has what's happened? They don't
yeah, I think
necessarily
Blake.
have to have found you. You just have failed in what you were trying to accomplish.
Yes, I think Blake was sneaking behind the bar and found nothing back there, And so then he gets to the end of the bar and he's about to move on when all of a sudden he sees those guys coming out of the door armed and backs up right into a bartender.
Oh, nice. Excellent. What happens?
He kind of turns around. He's just like, I lost a contact lens, but it's not very convincing.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Uh, Scene.
Sane is out playing soldier, and when he sees them come out from this door with their weapons drawn, he freaks out and he throws himself like he has seen action movies behind the sofa.
Yeah. Oh,
And I
yeah.
think he has his rifle in not in safe mode, so he mistakenly uses he shoots and gets hit by ricochets from his own gun. So he's because he gets injured, right? Because he failed his
Wow.
roll. So
It's deathmatch roll.
his deathmatch roll. So he somehow he managed to shoot himself in the calf or something.
Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, ay,
But it's just a
ay.
ricochet, so it's not
It's
not
I'm thinking the original Point Break film where they're doing that raid on the surfers, and it's Anthony Kiedis, and he's got a shotgun. He's hiding behind the door. He's all coked up, and he's like, and he ends up shooting himself in the foot.
oh my gosh. All right. Nice. Thank you for that. And last but not least, we have Calvin.
Right. How does Calvin fail this with grace and
And you have two things, you have two
poise?
capabilities that you're using.
Yeah, so it was snake mode and challenge based. Um, I think there was Calvin was exploring the gift shop. He was kind of looking for anything worthwhile there. He had running through his mind. He had Banksy's documentary title running through his head. I'm hearing myself. Has someone's headphones gone off? No?
Nope.
Never
You're
mind.
fine.
It's
You're
All right.
fine on my end.
Okay. So he's got like exit through the gift shop running through his head as he's kind of, walking through the gift shop trying to see if there's anything worthwhile, like, in among the pile of plushy dinosaurs, is there going to be some sort of secret stash of something, is what he's looking for. He's not finding anything there. And I think as soon as he hears that gunshot go off, he's like, "Oh shit!" That challenge mode kind of switches on, and it is just kind of like scramble to try and find a vantage point to assess the situation, but also be safe. I think that's what he's done.
Excellent. So he doesn't accomplish what he wanted to accomplish, but it makes total sense. Okay, so the first thing is that uh John or Yun, you need to take a injury.
Yep, I marked one injury.
Okay, so where are you at with your injuries?
This is my second one, I think.
Oh,
If we
is
haven't
it? Is
if we
it
haven't
on the black?
yeah.
It's on the black.
That depends if we got healed something between the islands.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
So how much have we healed?
Okay,
Because
so you've got a new injury, but it's not
it's my first one
it's
On
your
this
or
island.
first
this
one because they did
island.
they did heal you up on the
All
way
right.
over. Okay, so you take that injury. And you all failed, so you all take a fatigue.
Another
You
fatigue.
don't get any followers
Mm.
because this did not play well to those who were watching.
Mhm.
And essentially what you all see, except for Bill, who's been knocked out, and Zane, who is trying to patch up the shot wound. The other two see Harrison and Bob and Isabel, just the three of them, stealthily moving around. And I think that Calvin and Blake can't do anything about it, but they see Harrison get the back of a rifle and just smash Bill on the head. And so, Bill, you're taking an injury. And you're knocked out.
Yeah.
So you're knocked out. And they see this, but they are still in stealthy mode. They don't want to get these
Mhm.
people's ire up. So, and they see the bartender and various other kind of staff that are not in the lovely lilac and white turtlenecks and the gold little trim. They see these bartenders and game operators and stuff dispense um uh it looks as if they've given them a Walther. There's been at least 2 or 3 Walther PPKs that go across, and you can't do anything about it because as soon as they get them, they're, like, out. There's certainly small luxuries that have been given, and, um and one of the things that you hear from the back of the kitchen, or that door that opened, they go back that way. And you're all kind of tending to Bill, making sure that he's okay. You know, um, all of the other characters have not succeeded as well. They're all kind of hiding and stuff.
Mm.
And you hear in the silence that has come back down on the mezzanine what sounds like a Jeep start up. And the Jeep, you can hear the sound driving down a road. And you hear nothing else. We will
Damn.
end it there. Next time you will find another node, and I will make sure to put the person who won this round, which is Calvin, up on my
Mhm.
screen so that we'll be able to do this next time. It's probably, folks at home, it's probably going to be a number of weeks before we reconvene, but we will reconvene at some point. And when we do, oh, wow, what fun we will have.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Douglas. It was
Yeah,
thank
thank
you,
you.
very, very
everybody.
enjoyable.
Today
Yeah,
was
thank you.
awesome fun. I really
Yeah.
like your imagination. Everybody just contributed a lot to the story. Like I loved Yoon when he said, let's just shoot them all up." I thought that was brilliant. I was surprised that he didn't try to convince you otherwise, because that would have been epic, and you might have got a Jeep out of it. I
Yep.
think Dido saying that he he got knocked, he got hit because of the resentment. I think that was
Mm.
awesome. You could have easily have said, "I got shot."
Mm.
Jonathan, your vivid descriptions are
Mm.
absolutely fantastic in the kind of debrief. And Jed has been absolutely fantastic with coming up with some amazing kind of ideas
Mm.
and ways that he sees his character doing things. So it's awesome. So today was great. Thank you all very much. I had lots of fun. And
Thank you.
Yeah.
you're welcome. And I'm going to stop the screen. We'll see you whenever we get together next time. Bye.